That when people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And people are starting to lose it. It's not only their jobs they're losing their pensions, they're losing their futures. You're going to start seeing student protests. Kids are going to college. When are they going to graduate? Doing what?
Why on earth would someone bulldoze a $350,000 home? He tells me it's to send a message.
And hopefully from this, people will stand up and maybe, you know, call their bank and tell them, hey, listen, you know what? I'm not going to let you do this to me.
Fearful of an uprising by a public outraged by billions of dollars in bonuses to be paid out this year to Goldman Sachs employees who are having a record year. Well, they're packing pistols in their briefcases. It hasn't happened yet, but a report from Bloomberg News saying senior executives at the mega firm have inquired about getting handgun permits. The New York Police Department confirmed this fact, but says it cannot identify these people by name. Are the Goldman execs really living in fear of violent revolt, Contessa?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
In New York City, do you know how hard it is to get a permit for a handgun?
Listen.
I mean, regular people with loonies on the loose, the bad guys coming after you, we can't defend ourselves with handguns because we can't get a permit.
Have you not been watching the news? They get all the money. They get the swine flu vaccine. They get the guns.
That one of the bits of information I gave on these criminal apprehension teams and their formations, he is so upset about it. It's a southern sheriff. I'm not even going to tell you which state because the guy is moving out of country. He's leaving. 30 days, he's gone. He's going to retire. He's gone. He's moving.
Taking his family out of the country.
That's right. He's moving them out. And that's why you've seen the list. You've heard about the 150 plus law enforcement executives that are retiring now, quitting now, going on now, protecting their families. Some of them have, I'm sure, career moves. Others have just personal reasons. But there's that kind of number, the CEOs that are retiring. Why? What is coming that they are so aware of or hyped over or afraid of, perhaps, or they have information that even we don't have access to at this point? What is it that's happening? How are they reading the signals? There was a major piece done 2 days ago in the New York Times on the Tea Party lights the fuse. I was quoted in that article, unbeknownst to me until a good friend let me know. I don't take the New York Times. And I thought, well, if they're going this far out, if they are saying to people, this is what is happening, and these are the people that are talking about it, then number one, they're very afraid, Hawk, that their time is so short, the Lucy's and the rest of these morons in the Illuminati and the great movement worldwide, that they've got to play their hand, and they've got to get this thing rolling because the American people are waking up by the hundreds of thousands, by the millions, and they know that time is growing short. So are they going to foment then some kind of issue, some kind of problem? Perhaps. We're not saying they are, but that's certainly on the game plan table for consideration when you're talking about tactical operations that will move this thing down the road. What could it be? It could be everything from political disruption in Washington, an attempt on some major political figure's life, or whatever it might be to round up the people, just like today in Austin. They're already trying to autopsy that, find out what's going on. It could be anything like that. We've said that these issues are going to manifest themselves, and they're coming.
It could have been a Manchurian candidate type, too, or it could be just somebody that the IRS pushed beyond the brink.
One thing I would like to say is that I know the fire department got here real fast because they actually had an engine sitting over there that just happened to be doing something with hazmat, so they were over here like right away. So I guess that's the one good thing.
So now, hold on a second. You were preparing to do an exercise in Haiti with Southcom, which is our military involving our intelligence agencies and sharing capabilities and all this stuff.
FEMA had arrived in New York on Monday night, ready for a bioterror drill. Spokesman Tom Kenny to Dan Rather.
To be honest with you, we arrived on late Monday night and went into action on Tuesday morning. And not until today did we get a full opportunity to work the entire site other than the spot at Church and Day to which we were deployed.
Is there one group in America right now that you guys believe is dangerous, is growing fast, and that the folks should know about?
Well, let me give an example. I'm not going to say this group is dangerous and, you know, these people are going to blow up federal buildings. That's clearly not true. But there is a new major group called the Oath Keepers. What's interesting about the group is it's composed mainly of military and law enforcement personnel, officers of the law. The thing about the group is what they say is, you know, what we're all about is simply pledging allegiance or re-pledging our oaths to defend the Constitution, which of course is well and fine. But the reality about the group is that what it's really about is the fear that martial law is about to be imposed, that Americans are about to be herded into concentration camps, that foreign troops are going to be put down on American soil. The Oath Keeper says specifically, we will not obey these orders. We refuse orders to put Americans in concentration camps. Now, is that dangerous? I mean, the movement is pretty well shot through with some of the elements that you find in the patriot groups, the militia groups, and some of the other groups, the anti-immigration groups, and so on. So the kind of thing we're seeing is increasingly people in the Tea Party movement, well, I think probably their predominant worries are the size of the government, the spending, the bailouts, the idea that undeserving elites like bank executives and so on, mortgage brokers are getting the rewards out of this. You know, this is driving a lot of anger. I think that's the predominant thing. Still, we are seeing ideas like, you know, FEMA is running a set of secret concentration camps out there. Martial law is around the corner. The Trilateral Commission and the Council on Foreign Relations are sort of evil entities involved in pushing us into, you know, a new world order or some kind of global one-world government.
A new world order is emerging.
That we now need nothing short of a world constitution.
Global world government, a new global currency, and a new world order.
President Obama and British Prime Minister Gordon today calling for a new world order to tackle our global economic crisis.
We're developing a society because of all of these different toxins known to affect brain function. We're seeing a society that not only has a lot more people of lower IQ, but a lot fewer people of higher IQ. In other words, a dumbing down, a chemical dumbing down of society. So everyone's sort of mediocre. That leaves them dependent on government because they can't excel. We have these people of lower IQ who are totally dependent. Then we have this mass of people who are going to believe anything they're told because they can't really think clearly. And very few people of very high IQ who have good cognitive function who can figure this all out. And that's what they want. So, you know, you can kind of piece it together as to why they are so insistent in spending so many hundreds of millions of dollars of propaganda money to dumb down society.
It was the most memorable time of my life. It was a touching moment because I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's going to help me.
I just want to say that the only thing less popular than putting money into banks is putting money into the auto industry. So
18% are in favor, 76% against.
It's not a high number.
You're sitting here and you are laughing about some of these problems.
The fire department got here real fast because they actually had an engine sitting over there that just happened to be doing something.
They do not want you to think too much.
Maybe, you know, call their bank and tell them, hey, listen, you know what? I'm not going to let you do this to me.